G'day guys, welcome back. Another week of building the Soleil Royale. We've reached a point, as I said in last week's video, where we're going to start thinning these planks up towards the bow. I worked it out. There's 12 planks that we're going to have to thin out. Let me see if I can find a better picture. So, as I said, there's 12 layers of planks that we're going to thin to fit into this area before we start using full planks again. So that's what it will come out like. Oops, a bit lower. And then the full plank meeting at the very top of that bow section. I'll just bring the ship over. Now what I've done, I can find it. I made a template. This is just 6 planks, and I had to work out 12 layers of planking to find that point where we no longer have to shape the planks. So when I worked it out, I came down, found the position where that plank goes. That's the point that has the 12 layers of planking meet up, and then I moved that, or bent it around to the front of the ship. So the light's a bit bright, isn't it? Let's see if I can adjust that. There we go. So yeah, that full plank meets at the very middle of that bow section, and all the planks in between, all 12 of them, have to fit in this section. The biggest thing with planking, particularly when you're coming around like this, is to allow the plank to sit where it wants to sit. Don't force it into a position where you actually want it, because once you start doing that, the more planks you add, it adds to the problem and makes it worse and worse. So the middle planks, we're just going to continue the same, they don't change. The planks at the stern, they have to be thinned a little bit, but not as much as what we have to do at the bow. So I won't really show too much of planking in the middle. We'll mainly concentrate in this week in just shaping these planks to fit in here. So I'll just get what I need ready, and then we'll continue. Okay, I've cut the first plank that we're going to thin. Roughly measured out how long it needs to be to go around, and going by the instructions, we start thinning from about this point down to its thinnest on the front, where it'll end up probably about 2 millimeters wide. So I've marked on the plank where I'm going to start thinning from. Now I've just got one of these mini planes which I picked up from Amazon, which I'm going to use to thin it out. So start off a little bit full length, and then shorten the strokes towards the front, so we end up with a slightly pointed shape with the front end thinner than at the back. So there we go, that's about what we're after. Straight edge goes to the top naturally, and then to make it sit in neat, I'll bend that, and then I'll continue the video from that point. There we go, that fits perfectly up against that full piece of wood we put in there. The next one will actually meet this board around about here somewhere, because naturally we're going to have a lot of wood coming together here. It's about every second to third plank is going to start or end further back than the last one. So we'll get ready to do that one. Okay, we've got that first trimmed plank in place, so it only goes to virtually level with the start of the bow deck. The next one that goes below it is also trimmed up and only goes a little bit, get down a bit, a little bit further than the one above it. And going forward, each one will just be that bit longer until we reach that front point again, and then we start the same process over, going short, slightly longer, slightly longer. So rather than filming that, I'll keep going, and then once we reach that point where we start again, well, then I'll start recording again also. Okay, this next section of the video is going to be more of a just an update. The last few days have been extremely hot, so I've been spending as little time in this room as possible, because it's basically just a tin shed and with no air conditioning. So it's been a little bit too hot to get a lot done, but I'll show you what I have done and what we'll be doing going forward. So the rear or stern of the ship, as I said, I thinned the boards a little bit, but not too much. We didn't have to go too thin on this end. Middle stayed the same. Oops. And then the front, we've gone down to that point where we've got the first full plank again. Where I think I said earlier that we were going to come so far and then start again, go longer, then start again, go longer. That was how the instructions said to do it, but I didn't actually end up doing that because I didn't like the way it was coming out. I was having to think about forcing planks around, and as I said, I don't want to do that. So all I ended up doing was very thin planks, and just one after the other all the way around. They were all basically almost points. I didn't have to leave any width to them at all. And then where in the instructions they went thin all the way to that 12th beam, I actually had full planks on plank 11 and 12, and it's come out pretty well, perfectly. I still got to do the other side. As I said, I haven't been able to get much work done because it's just been too hot here. So going forward, once I've done that other side, we're going to continue planking down to around about this point, using full straight planks, and because this is shorter, eventually when we reach that point, these planks are going to be almost perfectly straight from front to back. Once we've done that, then we start from the very keel of the ship, working up to meet up with that section. But as I said, I've got to do the other side, and then next week's video will be continuing down that next section of the hull of the ship. So thanks for joining me, and see you next week.